What's up, you guys? Ashley here. While my kids are playing sidewalk chalk, I'm gonna quickly do this YouTube video because it just feels like I never am able to make the time. I'm gonna be more consistent though, and this is gonna be short and sweet. But I thought really quickly I'd go over the 3 things that I'm no longer doing with my reselling business and the 3 things that I'm going to continue doing and focus on more this upcoming year. So let's start out with the things I'm no longer doing. Number 1, I am no longer really focusing on retail arbitrage at places where I am buying new merchandise, like Nike, new things to resell. And the reason is this, not because I don't think it's profitable, because it does have potential for sure. I just have found as a mom with little kids, I can't really compete with the people who are doing it and doing it well. They have more money than me. They have more time. They have the time to drive around to different stores and buy out tons of inventory, bringing their teams of people and friends. And I just can't really do that. And at the same time, the margins are fine, but they're not what I'm personally looking for right now. So I decided to kind of back off that kind of the retail arbitrage at new places. Yeah, because it just requires, a lot of money and time and driving, and I just can't really do that with my kids. I can't show up right when it opens. I can't show up with the friends and family sales with all my friends and buy out a bunch of inventory. It just doesn't work. So I decided to really, unless look, if it's there, if I'm driving by and there's a great deal, of course I'm gonna go get it. But I'm not going to focus on that. I'm not going to make that one of my stops. Number 2 is I'm no longer focusing on online arbitrage. And the reason is kind of the same as retail arbitrage in that the margins are slim that I have found. And price tanking happens and it's really frustrating. So the deals that I would find online that I would get excited about would get to my house. By the time I labeled them and shipped them off to Amazon, the price had gone way down. So it was really frustrating. And by that point, my margins just weren't what I wanted them to be. So I could either hold on to the merchandise for a few months till the price goes back up and then hope that I make that money back. But then a lot of my money is tied up in that product until it sells. And I just didn't really like that. And for a while, I even had a virtual assistant that I had hired to help find deals for me. And by the time I paid her and then got the products and then shipped them to Amazon and saw the prices go down, my margins were just too slim. And I just did not like having all my money tied up and then waiting for it to sell. And so for me personally, it just wasn't my favorite. So I'm not focusing on that anymore. Doesn't mean there's not money in it. There absolutely is. And I'm sure there's experts out there who do great with it. It's just not something that I'm super interested in and wanting to replicate for next year. And then thirdly, I am not really looking to do wholesale right now. And I know that might be controversial, but after talking to some friends who do wholesale, first of all, it's tough for me to find accounts because I don't have a warehouse and I have a residential address, and I'd have to kind of manipulate things a little to be in my favor to get these accounts. And I'd have to promise a large purchase order up front. And then after that, margins aren't super great. They can be good. And obviously there's people who do amazingly well with wholesale. But I believe to be the most successful with wholesale, you have to have a warehouse and employees and be ordering large volumes of things. And for some reason, look, I'm talking about me personally, okay? I don't want anyone to think I'm knocking their way of doing business. Obviously, I'm not. I have a very unique circumstance as a mom of 2 very active little boys who are not in school yet. So it just, as I kept reaching out to manufacturers and suppliers, it got a little tiresome, and I just worried about, again, prices going down, and then my margins not being as great as I wanted. And, to be honest, my gut was saying, I don't know that this is the best direction right now. Obviously, if I find a great product, I will definitely buy it in bulk. That would be great. And if I find a great manufacturer, I'm not saying I'm going to give up. I'm looking for people who can sell to me. But I don't know that that's going to be my huge main focus coming into this year. Because I only have limited time, so I have to focus on a few things. Okay, so what am I focusing on? I am focusing on super cheap inventory. And I know that might not be the most glamorous thing, but I found last year I did not like how much I spent on inventory, how much I spent in fees. It just wasn't my favorite thing. So I decided this year, super cheap inventory. Let's see how low I can keep my costs. Super low costs, high returns. I'm talking Goodwill Outlet. I'm talking thrift stores, yard sales, books on Amazon, clothing on eBay. Yeah, I'm talking about those kinds of returns where I'm seeing high margins, very low risk financially, not a lot of money tied up in it, keeping costs low and returns as high as I can. So yeah, I'm gonna be focusing on Goodwill Outlet, thrift stores, books, Amazon books. That's one thing that I'm definitely gonna try to focus on for this year. Secondly, I'm going to be focusing on private label with Amazon. Of all of the options, that's what excites me most. And, you know, this has the private label has the potential to really grow for me as someone who's a one-man show. I'm not really thinking about employing anyone or renting a warehouse space right now. So everything that I'm earning by trying to build capital again really fast is going to go towards my private label endeavors. And then lastly, for what I'm focusing on is doing a better job with my books. And like I had already talked about, keeping my books super clean, keeping my costs low, keeping track of everything a little better. Last year I didn't keep as much track, and while my numbers were still great and I was happy about it, I need to focus on making sure that my returns and the areas that I'm focusing my limited time on are returning me the best money and the best profits. So focusing on accounting this year, big time. So anyway, I hope that helps. Hope that gives you some insight into what I'm thinking right now. I'm excited to kind of grow this YouTube channel and show you guys what I'm up to, what I buy, tips and tricks along the way. I've decided I'm gonna give this YouTube channel like a good college try and do a few videos a week and see if it can grow and see if I'm helping anyone. So if you are liking these videos, if any of the videos I've done in the past help you, please like and subscribe so that I know that I'm giving you content you want. Drop comments below about what content you want in the future, and I will do my best to help. So I'm gonna sign off now, but it's great chatting, and I hope you guys have a great day.